Hello, welcome to lesson 14. God did not create a meaningless world. The idea for today is, of course, the reason why a meaningless world is impossible. What God did not create does not exist, and everything that does exist exists as He created it. The world you see has nothing to do with reality. It is of your own making, and it does not exist. The exercises for today are to be practiced with eyes closed throughout. The mind searching period should be short, a minute at most. Do not have more than 3 practice periods with today's idea unless you find them comfortable. If you do, it will be because you really understand what they are for. The idea for today is another step in learning to let go of the thoughts that you have written on the world and see the Word of God in their place. The early steps in this exchange, which can truly be called salvation, can be quite difficult and even painful. Some of them will lead you directly into fear. You will not be left there. You will go far beyond it. Our direction is towards safety, and perfect peace. With your eyes closed, think of all the horrors in the world that cross your mind. Name each one as it occurs to you, and then deny its reality. God did not create it, and so it is not real. Say, for example, God did not create that war, and so it is not real. God did not create that airplane crash, and so it is not real. God did not create that disaster, and so it is not real. God did not create 9/11, and so it is not real. God did not create whatever the mass shooting is, so it is not real. Suitable subjects for the application of today's idea also include anything you are afraid might happen to you or to anyone about whom you are concerned. In each case, name the disaster quite specifically. Do not use general terms. For example, do not say God did not create illness, but God did not create cancer or heart attacks or whatever may arouse fear in you. This is your personal repertory of horrors at which you are looking. These things are part of the world that you see. Some of them are shared illusions, and others are part of your personal hell. It does not matter. What God did not create can only be in your own mind apart from His. Therefore, it has no meaning. In recognition of this fact, conclude the practice periods by repeating today's idea. God did not create a meaningless world. The idea for today can, of course, be applied to anything that disturbs you during the day aside from the practice periods. Be very specific in applying it. Say, God did not create a meaningless world. He did not create this situation, and be specific. And so it is not real. For example, God did not create a meaningless world. He did not create the California forest fires, and so it is not real. And that is the end of lesson 14. God did not create a meaningless world. Let me just flip over to Tina Spalding and see what channeling is for today. You are blessed beings indeed. I am the one that you know as Jesus. We are proud of you for making it this far. You are 2 weeks into the deconstruction and reconstruction of your consciousness. As you go through these lessons, we are undoing decades, even incarnations, of distorted ideas, fears, and misinformation accepted into your mind and acted on. This is something to remember when you get frustrated, which your ego will definitely do at times. It will say, "This is the most ridiculous lesson. These things are going too slow. Let's do an intensive weekend workshop to deconstruct the ego in a weekend." Those are things that your ego will suggest to you. It will do this because of your deep challenge to its control over your choices, value system, and what you believe to be reality. We want to warn you about this world called reality. In this teaching, what you see as your physical world with you inhabiting a body is not referred to as reality. Reality is your oneness with all that is. That is your true nature. Reality is the you without all of the fears, distortions, and beliefs that keep you from your true nature, which is reality. Remain aware of that as you go through these lessons. You might become confused and say, well, if this isn't reality, what is it? We will lead you to reality by directing you towards your loving self and a higher frequency, where you have access to different experiences. You will begin to see that reality you believe you live in today is very different from the reality you will experience in the future. You will change to such a degree in a few years that you will look back on today and say, I thought I knew what reality was, but I am completely changed now. Be conscientious, but be patient. Infinite patience brings the desired results. That means if you trust in this quiet and gentle daily process and do it as asked, whether you understand it, like it, or it disturbs you or not, you get the greatest rewards. If you become impatient, leap about, miss days, or procrastinate, you extend the time in which you suffer before you are freed of that distorted mind. Remember that if you think, oh, I'm going to skip the lesson today, do not do it. Know that you are investing in the most lucrative, bountiful, and abundant thought system in existence that offers health, happiness, joy, and eventual freedom from this earthly plane. I am that one that you know as Jesus. We will see you again tomorrow. God did not create a meaningless world. This is like, again, waking up from a nightmare and being told that it's not real. We are in our own nightmare here in this world, in this reality. And so we have to understand that if we are having a nightmare and we want to help decrease the fear and change the experience, we can tell ourselves and remind ourselves that this is not real. And so as we walk around in this world, we can look at the things that disturb us and we can remind ourselves that God did not create a meaningless world. And so this does not exist. It's hard to understand, but I can tell you from my experiences that it is very true that when you look back in a year or two, you will say that everything has completely changed for you and it will make life so much more understandable and so much more peaceful. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.